Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Evan Carthy from evancarthy.com, and this is going to be a video covering the Nvidia stock that's going to go with the blog post that I'll link in the description below that I did just the other day. It's basically my 2020 outlook for Nvidia, and the time frames I used were the monthly, weekly, and daily for it. So I just want to do a quick video covering those at all if you don't want to look at the pictures within the blog post. So starting off right here, we're looking at the monthly time frame for it. Here you can see we have the swing point low, which is pretty much when the stock opened up down here back in the late 99. Then it wasn't up here until about October 2018 when we had a legitimate pivot point high where we had the retracement, as you see, come down, hit the 38%, stall out between the 50 and 61.8 Fibonacci retracement level before it zoomed back up. And as you can see, just this past month, prices hit the target box I look for in this trade setup, which is going to be around $370, $371. And as you see, since it hit right on that, it has retraced here a little bit. Now, this does not mean that price is for sure going to retrace and make a huge move lower right here, but the way I trade, this is a profit target area I look for. So if I did own the stock, which I do not own and do not currently look to be buying the stock, within the next 48 hours or whatever, this is the area I look for there to be some sort of resistance. So if I wasn't profit for it, I'd definitely be taking profit at this level right here. And this being on the monthly time frame right here signifies an extreme level to it, which is another reason why that in the blog post I said if I had to make a decision today, just flip a coin, either you had to go long today or go short today. Those are your only two options. I would be going short right now just because price is reaching this target level and I am looking for a pullback. So with that said, when price hits a profit target level, what that does is it creates a new setup for us. And so with that setup is, let me show you what it looks like here using this swing point low and this swing point high. What we're looking for now is whenever the pullback does happen, and what we'll do is we'll assume that this pivot point high, which is around $380 right up here, that it holds and that price doesn't make a new high. That's going to be the pivot point high. There's the swing pivot point low down there, about $125. We're looking for price to come down. Let me draw a little arrow right here and hit at least the 38% Fibonacci retracement level, which would be around $282. So somewhere between that and the 61.8. And price can go, a little bit lower than it for me to still consider it to be a valid setup. But I don't like seeing these huge deep retracements. If that had happened, then I'd be looking for something to move in the other direction. But just assuming that that does happen, kicks it off, then the next target level would be looking at for it would be between about $450 and $487 for Nvidia. So that right there, that is going to be the monthly time frame setup that we're looking for it. So now let's go into the weekly setup. And the weekly setup over here is pretty similar to the monthly setup as well, using this one right down around here. Price came up and has hit this target level as well here on the weekly chart as well. As you can see, within the past 2 weeks, price has been bouncing off that level. So between the monthly chart and the weekly chart, we have pretty much the same setup where they're bouncing off of profit target levels. So since that happened, all we do is we take the midpoint from that last one, what the lowest point was, which you can see it was just below the 61.8% Fibonacci retracement level. Use that as a new pivot point low. There's the pivot point high, assuming that, make this a little bigger, easier to see, the pivot point high up here holds, which is going to be around, again, $380. So on the weekly chart, we're looking for the retracement to come down to at least around $304. There's the 38% Fibonacci retracement level. To at least come down to there to kick off that trade. And when that happens, then the target area we're looking for is somewhere between about $434 to about $462 for the next leg up that we'd be looking for. But if price continues to make new higher highs, then on the weekly chart as well as the monthly chart, we just continue to move the Fibonacci retracement level up until finally we get that retracement that we're looking for down to the 38% level. And let me remove these drawings right here. And now looking on the daily chart right here, it's going to be very similar to the weekly chart, because as you can see right here, moving it on up, we have that. There we go. Finally hit that right there. And whether you use this pivot point low down here or that pivot point high, it's going to be about the same. So then again, that hit it right there. So using the daily chart, we can see if there's any closer ones moving forward. There would be, let me just show you how I work it up right here. There's the pivot point low right here. There's the pivot point high. Price came back down in between the 38% to 61.8. Came up here, hit the target for it. So then we use the medium point from that last swing, and then we start moving it up once price hits it. We wait for the 38% level to come down and get hit. There you can see it happen right there. Right here, initiated about $245, went up, hit the profit target right there. So that means we just do the same thing that we just did. Use that middle point, which is now the new swing point low for it. And then draw this up right here to that swing point high. Price came back down, hit the 38%, started waffling around. Now, when price doesn't go up right away and hit the 127 but makes a deeper retracement, what I do is I like to see if this comes down and hits the 38% level. It did not, so that would not change the pivot point high for it, so we leave the pivot point high right there. Then as you can see right here, price came up, hit that profit target. So again, same thing as we did before. Use the middle point as the new swing point low. There's the swing point high for it. Price came back down, barely touched the 38% level, good enough to get us in right there. So again, same thing as the past 3 times. Use the middle point as the new swing point low. There's the new swing point high right up there. Price came back down, found a lot of support, went dip down there, found a lot of support. Has been working its way back up, but let's see right here if it has come down enough to make it. Yes, it has come down enough, so that will be the new pivot point high right there. Let me just show you here real quick. You can see price used that as support, initiated the trade right here at about 343. Came back up, never hit the 127 to get hit the profit target to get it out of the trade. There's the profit target area right there. But started retracing. So like I said, I like to draw the new pivot point high to see if it comes down and hits the 38% level. It did. So what that does is it creates a new higher target for this current move right here. So on the daily chart, currently the price target we're looking for is between about $400 and $411. Of course, as you can see from this last time, sometime price moves up through that profit target before retracing, which is perfectly viable, excuse me, is just that when price hits that profit target, that signals to me that's when to start looking for the next leg higher and start looking for the retracement back down. So that's the daily chart, the weekly chart, and the monthly chart with the price targets we're looking for Nvidia. I think it's extremely strong stock right now, but I am looking for more of a pullback based upon the time frames. Really, the only time frame we're not looking for a pullback right now is the daily chart, because both on the monthly and the weekly time frame we are looking for a pullback. So basically, any weakness in the chart, unless something fundamentally changes with the way the company is, I think it's a real good buy. So any weakness in the stock based upon these technical parameters seems like a very good time to go long in the stock. So it will be one that I will have on my radar, but like I said earlier, I'm not looking to get into it until we do see some weakness or pullback in it. So anyways, that's the Nvidia stock to go over the blog post. So take care and be safe. Bye.